Hello, welcome to Weekly Recap. I am your host, Vivian Kabono. This is the show that brings you a recap of what has been happening locally and internationally in this week. This show is brought to you by NewsunplugKE. Kindly do subscribe, like, share, and comment. Stay tuned. Going up with the death of Starlet Wahoo, who was 26, and we actually covered the story on our page at NewsunplugKE. Kindly go check it out. So the main suspect has actually turned out to be somebody who has been in the scenes and a serial killer or an alleged serial killer. So the death of Starlet Wahoo caused a lot of reactions, especially on the internet, and her body was buried on the a family home at Kamulu, and it was actually a private burial. Only the family and close friends.
Akufa on the spot. Wakati alikufa on the spot, hakukuwa na jambo lingine ila kumzika. Na mimi nikaambia familia tumzike haraka, kwa sababu mimi sitaki hawa watu wa media wanisumbue. Kwa sababu wanasema Kanyari, sister ya Kanyari. Sasa nikaona watanisumbua. So nikaambia nikaambia mama yangu, maana amekufa na hata fufuka, tumuzike. Kwa hivyo alikufa Thursday saa 10, Thursday saa 10, Friday tukatayarisha kila kitu, Saturday saa 2 tulimuzika tukiwa watu 20 peke yake.
So allegedly, John Matara, who is the main suspect of the murder, seems to be a person who has actually been targeting women, especially hot and beautiful women, on a site preferably called, or a site he prefers called Tagged. So Tagged is a dating site that was founded by the Black Americans, and its demography is mostly Africans who are Black Africans who are Americans, and with time it spread, and that is why it has even reached Kenya. So allegedly, John Matara uses monetary rewards as a proposal so that he can catch the bait, or he can lure beautiful women so that he can do the act. And allegedly, John Matara has a group of 11 men who are high-end men, and they lure their ladies or their victims with a lot of good products, especially monetary products, before the hookup turns out to be nasty. So allegedly, more than four women have come to declare that they had some encounter with John Matara, which turned nasty. And one of them, the names were withheld because of the security. And actually, according to a witness who recorded a statement at Kahawa Sukari police station on May 17, 2023, allegedly, John Matara invited, or they were talking on the app which is Tagged, and the victim invited him to her place. Now, this is when it turned nasty, because John Matara produced a knife and stripped her naked, and he committed several extreme sexual violations, and he even deposited large amounts of money to his phones. After that, he inserted his hands into her private parts and sodomized her. This crime is actually named, or it is reported as robbery with violence and sexual assault.
So I met this guy on a dating site. We exchanged numbers and we met on a particular day in a certain Airbnb. The guy seemed nice from when he picked me from the Uber all the way to the house. Everything was so nice till midnight. The guy decided to beat me up and ask for money. Did bad things to me, was using a knife and an iron box to threatened me to give him my phone passwords and M-Pesa PIN and accounts. So after everything was done, I gave him everything. He checked my account and saw the amount of money I had. So he decided to ask me to transfer it to him. I did everything he asked. I can testify that. Even when I transferred money, it came John Ongoa Matara. It's the same number that I saw people complain and post online. Even the DCI post that today.
On other news, and on the same news, also another woman, she is named XY. Remember, the names have to be withheld. So according to XY, this happened on Umoja. She is a resident of Umoja 3, and she reported the case on January 7th, 2024. So allegedly, John Matara just used the app which is tagged and lured her with 25,000 as a reward. After that, he asked her to take a taxi to Thika in a lodging where they were to meet. Sorry, and that is when the hookup turned to be very nasty. Thanks God, unlike Starlet Wahoo, these women were able to escape. And actually, on another trending story that has been trending on X, previously known as Twitter, this story was trending on the better part of Monday, and through a conversation with a woman and the suspect, who is John Matara, and through his Twitter account, he calls himself Alexis X, though he uses his actual photo for the profile picture. So the conversation was happening on December 7th, 2023, and allegedly he claimed that he would give this lady 10,000 as an appreciation for a hookup, and he kept asking for her WhatsApp number and location. In fact, netizens are very surprised because John Matara was using very sweet names to lure his victims. Names like Pretty, names like Baby. And actually in the conversation, he kept telling the lady, oh, you have a very sweet body. You have a very sexy body. And I just landed from the States and I was planning to go to Diani. So can we meet? I was planning to go to Mombasa. So can we meet before I go to Mombasa? And he was planning to give the lady 10,000. And actually, the netizens are saying that it is a red flag when a stranger keeps calling you sweet names like Baby, Pretty. I mean, we do not know each other, so why the sweet names? Anyway, also according to a trend that to some trending story that has been happening also on X, from a Millie Richard account, she says that a kissy friend of hers reached out and told her that she also had an encounter with this John Matara, and he had taken some pregnancy, some HIV test kits, and after he tested, he actually told the lady that he was not going to lay a finger on her, but instead he asked her to raise 50,000, and she was lucky because she was able to raise this 50,000 at a knife point. And later, after she has deposited the money to John Matara, he took her parents' phone number and actually asked her to rub her private parts and took a video and dared or threatened her that that video would leak in case he went to the policeman. So this is evident that Tagged, as many, just like many dating sites, Tagged has also had a better share of hookup stories turning to be nasty. And this is actually a proof enough that dating sites, no matter how fun they might be, they are also dangerous. And a person must be very careful, because most of the serial killers, most of people who do not have good intentions, will use dating sites to get their victims. So talk to us across all our social media platforms at NewsunplugKE. Tell us, and actually do tell us, have you had any experience with the dating sites, and is it true? Do you have an experience, or do you concur that it is actually true that the dating sites are very dangerous? Please talk to us across all our social media platforms. Also do subscribe, like, and share, comment on our YouTube channel at NewsunplugKE. Across all social media platforms, you can also follow us there, and also follow our website at NewsunplugKE so that you can get more news and to keep the conversation going. Kindly do follow me across all social media platforms at VVCabs, and thank you a lot. Do have a nice time. Thank you.